Hi, welcome to a new video. In this video I want to talk about having a disability and owning a camper van, whether it's a small one like the one I've got, which is a Peugeot partner camper that I converted from a car a few years ago, to a larger one or whatever. I mean, first of all, if you don't know me, I have a spinal problem, I have arthritis, I have a slipped disc, I'm falling apart basically. But I like to get away and I like to be wherever I want to be. If I can do some walking, like in a forest or up a hill with some mountains or whatever, I want to be close to where I am. So for me, the smaller the vehicle, the better. But then that does have its disadvantages. So I just want to talk about how I actually deal with it in something like this and just share my experience. So let's get inside anyway. Well, welcome inside. I mean, first of all, I've got to say, I'm actually filming this on my drive at the moment. I'm not out anywhere now. Any of these kind of videos that I talk about, the camper, or my YouTube videos where I'm doing photography and everything else, I am actually out and about. But unfortunately, the last 3 weeks, literally, I haven't left the house because I've been unable to because of my back problem. It stops me walking and bits and pieces. But the main bit with that is really I haven't even been able to drive. So one thing, we can have a camper and we can be able to get out to places, but if you can't drive there because it's just too painful, then in a sense, what is the point of the camper? But for me, it's just there in case I want it. And so then I've got another vehicle and then I've got this one. So this one is ready to go. It's all ready with closing, it's ready, I've got the toilet in here, it's just literally ready to go. So if I am feeling well, I can just get up and go. And whether that's even just on a day out, you know, or just some sunrise photography a few miles away, then I can sit back and have a cup of coffee. It's absolutely brilliant. But how I actually deal with it inside, now having a smaller vehicle and a smaller space is actually more beneficial to me because I don't have to move around too much. If I'm in a lot of pain, I need to lie down. Now the way I've got this with an L shape, I can just lie down, I can watch TV or whatever, so then it makes it just that little bit easier. And as well, having everything to hand, like literally here, like touching distance is my kitchen area. Down there I've got the cooker and then I've got food in there, so everything is just where I need to be. Now I mentioned in a previous video, which you haven't seen any of my videos, is why I say I chose a micro camper. Have a look at that. The only one problem is headroom, but again, it's only when I'm filming like this it looks a little bit too short, because like normally I'm back like that. It just makes it easier for the camera like this. So everything to hand is the one thing for me is the more beneficial. Now if I had a bigger van, then that means moving around, and sometimes I can't even roll over properly. So having just even the kettle there to make a drink and just be able to do it even while lying down is a lot easier for me. So again, what I'm talking about is the way that I deal with things. Again, everybody else may have a different opinion, and that's absolutely fine. We all have our different problems. Now mine can be debilitating, and I'm just trying to explain the way I deal with it. I mean, just literally behind you there as well is my walking stick. Now for distances I have to walk with a walking stick, and as well then if I am like stuck, especially on the night when I'm lying down, it's lying literally by the side of me so I can ease myself up. And as well, I designed the actual kitchen unit, the worktop, to be a little bit higher, so when I am trying to roll out of bed, because it takes me sometimes about 10 minutes to even get from literally lying flat, because unfortunately I go to sleep on my side. My body doesn't like me on the back, but I always wake up on the back and I'm stuck moving. So having something to grip onto is better. I mean, at home I've got handrails and bits and pieces. In here, it's not possible unless I sleep the other side and use the door handrails. But I find that is easier just to literally lift me up. Where you are is in like the footwell. I have my clothes literally ready for the next morning, just down there, my shoes and everything else, so I can easily grab those and get dressed. They're ready. Getting dressed in here can be a bit difficult, especially being a smaller van. You have to do it more lying down than standing up, so you get into some unusual positions. But for me, again, because the lying down part is where I'm stuck, actually getting dressed lying down can actually be easier. The only problem is I have problems getting my socks on sometimes. So again, if I am bad and I've come in the camper, I sleep with my socks on. It just makes it easier. Again, everybody everybody has their own way when you've got a disability of dealing with things, whether that's at home, out and about, whether when walking or anything else. We've all got our little quirks and things that help us in that individual way. So that's what helps me, is just having everything to hand. I mean, some people will say, well, if you've got all these problems, why even have a camper? If you can't really use it that much, like I say, I think the last time I went away was about 3 weeks ago now. I went up to the Peak District for some snow. There'll be a video link up. But yeah, have a watch of that. I spent the night there and tried to get out some pictures in the snow. It didn't work out as great as it should have done. It's just one of those things. And that's the thing, like I said, it is having it to hand, because I like to be outside. I don't like to be stuck in. And the last 3 weeks, to be honest, for me, has really got me down, because I can't move. I can't do the little things. I can't, drive more than a 5-mile radius. And it's just one of those things. But again, like I said, it's there if I want it. Even if we went to the shops and I'd walked around the shop and I was hurting, at least I can sit in the back here and have a cup of coffee. Again, the same, we like going around car boots. Now that does really hurt me, so I have to sit in the back for half an hour before I can actually drive again. So, whether it's even just having the camper as using it as a holiday or a quick break thing, or just even for that, that's what I find useful. As being a small camper, you are restricted for the amount of storage. Now, the one main thing that I wanted when I built this and designed this was actually a toilet inside, a proper cassette toilet. So like sometimes in the morning, there's times that I wouldn't be able to get outside, to go up a bush or anything like that. So having a toilet in here is absolutely perfect, and it is essential for me. And that does make it a little bit easier, so I don't need to worry about getting everything and getting a coat on to get outside. I mean, a lot of the things that I'm talking about in this video, I have been in previous videos, so I'm kind of repeating myself, but I'm just trying to point out that these are the things that help me, and the reason it was designed like this as well. I mean, getting out, now yes, I like to get out, I want to be out in nature, and first of all, having a stealth camper, as you kind of class it, a small, basically what looks like, in my sense, a work van, because I've got my work sign on the back. No one would bat an eyelid kind of thing, so you can park in certain places, and that is the best thing for me, having a small camper, because when I can is be able to be close to wherever I want to be. So that morning, after I've got myself out of bed, after I've had my medication, I'm ready to go for around about an hour. And for me, I like my sunrise photography, so that means sometimes I'm out really early. So again, being where I want is absolutely perfect. I step out that door, 20-minute walk, which some people that'd be a 5-minute walk, but again, I'm there, I'm where I actually want to be. So having a camper means that I can get out, because we used to camp. We went on like caravan holidays and everything before. It was absolutely great. The problem is, again, is if I want to go somewhere, the driving is the bit that does me in. So if we're at a campsite, we've got to drive, say, half an hour to a castle or something like that, because we like that kind of thing, and have a look around, walk around, and then get back, drive back. By that point, I'm knackered, so the rest of the day is gone. But with this, or with a camper, because you will be able to find places close to where you actually want to be. Plan your routes, that's one thing that I would say. So wherever you want to go and wherever you want to visit, look on Park for Night, look in the local maps and everything else to find pull-ins. So then you are close by, which means that when you do have any problems with your walking or with the driving, at least you are where you actually want to be. I know I keep repeating myself here, don't I? But you understand what I mean, and most people with these kind of problems will kind of sympathise and completely understand. Again, that is the thing, is people without any spinal problem or without any disability that causes problems with walking or whatever it may be, don't understand these kind of things, and it is hard to explain to other people that these are the reasons. And you just see people, I mean, I've been to Cannock Chase twice, and it's 6 miles away from me, to do some videos and to do these kind of videos, and I've been able to pull up there, get out the car, get the camera, walk a few hundred yards, and that was it. My body's give way. Then there was older people, there's younger people, and everybody else that have been able to walk. And you know, it does get you down. That is the one thing, and it is hard. And you know, we all deal with that in certain ways. But again, that's completely off subject. So, but again, having this camper meant, like those times, I could be able to sit in the back before I could drive back. And as well, if I even wanted to stop over that way, which I'm probably going to do, again, a few miles away, I've done it like Gentle Shore Common, just round the corner. It was easier for me to do that. And that's the thing, is having this little camper sometimes is a lifeline. It's one thing I wouldn't want to give up. And this year I do want to go for something slightly bigger. And that's nothing against having a small camper, because having a small camper for me the last few years has absolutely been brilliant. So that's what's going to happen this year. So stay tuned. Again, if you haven't seen my channel, I go out to different places. I try and visit different places. I like my photography. I just explain about some history of places, everything else, whatever I can do, I try and do. And I'm doing this video now sitting on my drive because I'm trying to appease the YouTube gods, because you've got to put a video near enough out constantly without then getting dropped, and I don't want to do that. So again, if you do like this content or want to see more, please like, subscribe, because it does help me, give me a bit more motivation to actually do these and keep YouTube on track a little bit as well. Personally for me, I do take a lot of medication. There's morphine and bits and pieces in there. Now the one thing that I would say to everybody is, if you have got medication that you need to take, and you need to make sure you take it morning and night like I do. We all know when we're trying to go away for any break, you're trying to make sure you've got this and got that, and sometimes forgetting medication can happen. So I always keep spares in here. They're hidden away, you know, so no one will be able to find them. One thing I find as well is, if I can't actually get out, I've got somewhere, I've been for a little walk, and then I'm completely dead to the world, I try and have things to keep me occupied. Now I've just done a video on that. What do you do in your camper when you're away, or when it's raining or whatever? In my case, sometimes it's because I just can't get out. With the layout in this camper, the reason I designed it this way is, again, like I've said, I can just lie down there, which means, and the quilt is just under here as well, which means then I can, if I haven't got the energy just to pull a drawer out and do that and bring this down, because then it makes it a bigger bed, I can actually sleep that way. And sometimes it makes it easier as well. If you have got a camper, and you know, you will find your ways of actually dealing with it, because again, like I've said, we're all different. But if you're designing one, think about that, and you're going to convert one, think about those kind of things before you actually design it, with your own experiences or whatever. If you've got problems, how do you deal with this, and then design that into the build, if you know what I mean, because it will make it better in the long run. For me, this was designed like that, like I say, just to make everything easier. Well, now I'm not too sure what to say, and my back is hurting after sitting here rambling onto the camera, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm just talking rubbish now. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to leave it now, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. So I'm going to say bye. So bye for now. Bye.